Welcome, everyone. We're glad that you could join us today. We gather today to celebrate the love between Colleen and Ryan. Weddings are the best, aren't they? It's hard to do better than to see two people publicly express their love for each other. What makes it special for each of you here is the love that we all share with Colleen and Ryan. You're here today not just because of your love for them, but also because of their love for you. Their desire for their friends and their family to take part in this special day of their lives. So thank you for being here to support them to celebrate this special day with them. Love is the most profound experience that can come to humans. Love is supposed to reflect the very nature of God in our lives, and at its best, it reduces our selfishness, deepens our personalities, and makes life far more meaningful. Its very nature is to want to give to another, to feel joy in the joy of each other. And such love can call forth the best qualities in each of you. Marriage symbolizes the ultimate intimacy between two people, and has been established by God since the beginning of time. God has chosen marriage to be the symbol of love that Jesus has for his church, and the wedding feast as a picture of heaven. Therefore, marriage is not to be taken lightly, but reverently, deliberately, and in accordance with his purposes, for which God himself has established it. Today's celebration of human affection is the outward sign of a sacred and inward commitment which was started by God long ago. Such union can only be created by loving purpose, be maintained by abiding will, and be renewed by human feelings and intentions. It's in the spirit that these two stand before us today. Friends and family, we are gathered today in the sight of God to join together Colleen and Ryan in marriage. And since we can think of no other reason that they not be joined together, we'll gladly hear their declaration of intent for each other. Please respond with "I do." Ryan, do you take Colleen to be your wedded wife, offering her your love and encouragement, your trust and respect for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Colleen, do you take Ryan to be your wedded husband, offering him your love and encouragement, your trust and respect for as long as you both shall live? We're all fortunate not only to know these two, but to know how special their love for each other is. We'll continue reading today a section of scripture from Romans chapter 12, 9 to 16. It's this passage that they have selected, expressing how they feel about their bond with each other and their commitment that they're making for us today.
Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor. Serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, joyful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Romans 12, 9, 16.
Thank you. Ryan and Colleen, it's an honor and a privilege to be here with the two of you today, truly. I'm going to give you a charge for the challenges and the joys of marriage. You may not remember it. You may not remember the details of what I say. Someone will have to remind you. That's what these fine folks are for. That's also why all of us are here with you today, to support you in this new chapter of your life. In fact, this charge may be just as much for the rest of us as it is for you. You can just keep looking at each other lovingly, waiting for this to be over. We're going to get there soon, okay? In the book of Ecclesiastes, a wise man named Solomon puts his powers of wisdom to page to examine the human experience and assess the human situation. He considers life as he's experienced and observed it between the horizons of birth and death, life within the boundaries of this earthly world. In chapter 4, verses 9 to 12, Solomon writes this: "Two people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help. But someone who falls alone is in real trouble. Likewise, two people lying close together can keep each other warm. But how can one be warm alone? A person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but two can stand back to back and conquer. 3 are even better, for a triple-braided cord is not easily broken. We live in a world that idolizes the individual experience. Our culture does not encourage bringing people together to strengthen relationships, but instead makes it incredibly easy to isolate yourself, to isolate others, and to be alone. Solomon's words talk about falling down. What does that mean to fall? You both will have many moments in your life ahead of you where you'll experience different weights, pressures. It's inevitable that sometimes in your life you'll get stressed or experience a trial, have a hardship in your career, a frustration with a friend, a loved one, or even your new spouse. Those are things that can begin to tax us, and when it gets too overwhelming, we could fall. We can get tempted to throw in the towel, to say enough is enough, and to feel like you have been defeated. But together, with the two of you standing here making this marriage commitment to one another, you can be sure that these instances of life will not change. By making this commitment and promise to each other, it means that you're now fully responsible for making sure that neither of you is left down alone by yourself. It's a responsibility of you, Ryan, to take care of, to love, to encourage, support, and adore Colleen for all that she has in all circumstances. You are the one in charge to do everything in your power to lift her up and to be there for her. Colleen, you too have the same task. You need to love, respect, and cheer Ryan on as he goes through life. And if he should stumble, fall, or simply have a bad day, you are the one that he'll turn to and depend on to be there. Together, you must always keep constant commitment to each other. There's one other thing that Solomon talks about in that short passage that I read. He talks about if two lie down together, they will keep warm. Immediately, the two of you can begin to think about whatever you want to interpret that as. What I would like to suggest to you is this. When you think about intimacy and nearness to one another, I believe it transcends just the physical stuff. God created man and woman to be helpmates, companions for each other. There's something that's incredibly unique and special about this. As the two of you continue on and begin your days as a married couple, let these words be a reminder that the intimacy must come in all avenues of your life. Again, not just the physical. In order for the two of you to get the most out of what God has created in your relationship, you must not hold grudges against one another. You must keep each other so close in every aspect of your life. There's something comforting about the warmth and the nearness of somebody else. So let your relationship with each other be so close in every aspect that you are continually providing comfort and love to one another every day. The last thing that I wanted to point out to you is how Solomon finishes that passage. He says, as a person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but the two of you standing back to back can conquer. You guys are a team. A team that wins is a team that communicates, that shares, that looks out for the best interest of one another, that cares for each other, protects, encourages, that challenges each other and works together. You now have a tremendous gift of one another that you should not take lightly or take for granted. You should cherish every piece of each other, care for each other, and be as a team should be. I wish the two of you the best, God's blessing and great joy. And may you always remember to stay unified, be intimate in all areas of your life, and remember always the commitment that you're making to each other. Ryan and Colleen have chosen to partake in communion to celebrate and to honor that commitment today.
I take the bread of life, broken for all my sin, your body crucified, to make me whole again. Hallelujah, I live my life in remembrance. Hallelujah, your promise I won't forget. If ever I should lose my way, if ever I deny your remind me you're not finished yet. Hallelujah. 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 I live in remembrance.
The vows through which you accept each other as husband and wife contain no hidden powers. It's the extent for which they express in words your intention and commitment to each other. In a world where pressures are pushing people apart, rather than bringing people together, your commitment to each other will need to be creatively re-expressed in the coming days, weeks, months, and years. The expression in today's vows is an important and visible milestone in your journey together. Ryan, please look at Colleen and repeat after me. I, Ryan, take you, Colleen,
I, Ryan, take you, Colleen,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poor,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I will love you and cherish you
I will love you and cherish you
all the days of my life.
all the days of my life.
As God is my witness,
As God is my witness,
I give you this promise.
I give you this promise.
Colleen, keep looking at Ryan and then repeat after me. I, Colleen, take you, Ryan, to be my wedded husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. I will love you and cherish you all the days of my life. As God is my witness, I give you this promise. Today, Colleen and Ryan will be exchanging rings. Colleen and Ryan, like your vows, these rings will be a reminder of this day, your commitment and love for one another. The wedding ring is a circle and a sign of the vows that you just made to each other. These rings are made of that which is least tarnished and most enduring. It's to show how lasting and imperishable the commitment that you're making to each other is. You are to be one and undivided, to be loyal and faithful to each other, and to see that what God has joined together, that no one shall ever separate. Ryan, please repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I thee wed.
I
I thee wed. I thee wed.
thee wed,
As a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
and commitment to you. Colleen, same thing, repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed. As a symbol of my love and commitment to you. Ryan and Colleen, in the presence of family and friends, before God, you have expressed your love for one another through verbal commitments and public action. By the power vested in me by the laws of the state, I now pronounce you husband and wife. May kiss your bride. Family and friends, I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Ryan Till. today, I just have a couple of announcements for you from Ryan and Colleen on what the rest of the day is going to look like.